Hi guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm May.
I'm G.
That's Kara.
This is a highly requested video, so we're going to get into it. Kara's in the hot seat today, and we are going to be asking her all of your questions, all different topics. Here we go. Ready? First one.
I'm scared.
First one is, are you also adopted?
I am not. I am my father's blood daughter, and then their mom is my mom/stepmom, if you don't know what that is.
The fat head gives it away.
You're an ass.
Okay, moving on. Favorite sister memory you have of us together or one-on-one?
One-on-one. I mean, we probably do like 3 of them, so together and then one-on-one.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I told you were in the hot seat.
Yeah. I know. I think I was going to get embarrassed. I think for you, one of my really favorite memories is when you fell in the half pipe.
Okay, yeah.
Just for context here, we were at Mount Bachelor in Oregon, and she went down the hill and somehow didn't see a half pipe in the middle of the ski run and just immediately fell and got her skis stuck upside down, and it was one of the funniest moments of my life.
Instead of helping me, they both were just laughing at me.
What else were we supposed to do? Okay, but what else were we supposed to do?
Well, you were laughing, so like it was fine. For you, there was this really cute moment, which is like, so G wanted just to like stroke my own ego here. G wanted to be me when she was younger.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I was at school. It was Halloween. I was very intoxicated because I was probably like a junior-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And so I shouldn't. And I got a call from Dad being like, hey, G's in tears because she can't have blonde hair. She was trying to spray her own hair blonde, and it with like the Halloween spray dye stuff, and like it clearly wasn't going on. Anyway, I talked you off a ledge. I was like a 4 or 5 year old telling you that you had this beautiful black silky hair, and people would literally pay money to have it shaved off of your head and wear a wig.
I wanted blonde.
Yeah. She wanted to be me. Together, I don't know. There's like so many memories. We're just like goofy and fun together, and
yeah, it's always
it's a good time.
The ski pipe one can be all 3 of us because we were all there to witness it.
Mm-hmm.
To clarify,
and then May fell asleep on a staircase later.
Oh yeah, after that day. But to clarify why I fell in, it was so foggy that
No, it
day.
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
I could not see 5 feet in front of me.
May makes up memories to make herself feel better. Like, she saw a shark in Hawaii.
Ask Mom and Dad.
She didn't see a shark.
I saw a shark. I saw a shark.
It was an anchor.
No, I saw a shark.
Was there a straight line and its head went like this?
No, there was a fin. And that's why I drowned my mother.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, moving on. Did you know May was gay before she told you?
God,
and
yes.
How did she come out to you?
So I knew this question was coming, even if you didn't. This is like the one I heard ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I actually scrolled back in our individual text messages last night. It took me like an hour to get there. I wanted to know exactly what was said.
You could have searched gay.
Oh my
God. No,
God.
she didn't say gay. That was part of the problem. I suppose I could have searched like rainbow flag. Anyway, you said something along the lines of like, you said, hey, just told Mom and Dad that I'm rainbow flag emoji, insert there. Figured I should tell you too, but think you already knew.
Yeah.
And that was that. And then I was like, Def already knew. Love you lots. Yay for coming out. And then we continued on like our normal conversation. And then you essentially said something along the lines like, I really didn't think I needed to. And I was like, yeah, you could have definitely just brought a girl home, and we would have been like, that tracks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My family knew way back when I first knew too.
I think we knew
a while.
maybe before you like officially knew in your brain.
Yeah.
Like,
I think so too.
Dad even was brought up. He was like, first communion, May got a tux.
oh yeah.
And Dad knew then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, First Communion or aren't Catholic, First Communion is like a rite of passage when you're like 10-ish, and girls normally wear very frilly white dresses.
Yeah.
And so Dad got you a baller white tux with like a little white bow tie, I'm pretty sure.
I'll show you a photo. It will pop
Yeah.
up somewhere around here.
It was so cute.
Like there were signs, like definite signs. We don't play into stereotypes, but like
There were signs.
there were signs.
They
I think
were
one
not
of the
subtle.
one of the earliest ones is something that you still stick to, and it was like, I don't know if it was like so much a sign, but like these all happened in like very close succession. So when you were very, very young, both of you would put little pigtails in your hair, and it was so cute. It was so cute. We called them your babies, and they were like little waterfalls of hair that came off the side of your head. And one day I was doing your hair, And I like took out the 2 hairbands, and first you had determined that green and blue Seahawks, weird, were your colors. And so I took out the hairbands for that, and you turned around, and if you know May, this is like very, very characteristic of her, like reaction. She was like, so 2 ponytails, 2 babies, whatever. You turned around and you were like, 1 baby, 1. And I was like, no, we do 2, May. And you were like 1 baby. And I was like, okay, I'll do 1 baby. And so I did that, and then like that wasn't it. But then like pretty like maybe like a week or 2 later, you refused to let me put it on top of your head anymore, and you had it down here, which is still where she keeps her ponytail.
Yeah, I don't like it up here. It
she
gives
looks like
me
a founding
headache.
father.
That's so good.
But if you look at
Anyway.
every other gay person with long hair, it's the same way.
I have never.
That's a stereotype.
Okay, I can say it. I'm gay.
Anyway, so yeah, like quick succession, 1 baby down here, and I was like, that's not even a baby. That's just a founding father ponytail. And then very soon after, that became no more dresses.
Yeah.
And so, like, again, this is a stereotype, but like,
How old were we?
you had to be like 3. Like this happened, whereas this one like continued to do everything that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I knew.
And then-
from very, very young.
Yeah, and then like there was there were successions of events, and then the first communion was like me and Dad were like, here it is.
Yeah.
It has arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was like just like, oh yeah, most likely. We're
Yeah.
we're like 80% sure. And then
I did middle
after
school.
that like didn't.
High
and
school,
then-
no.
Yeah, and then I kept trying to coax it out of you because I knew you knew for sure,
Yeah.
and she wouldn't say anything.
But I, to be fair, didn't know until I was 8.
You were in high school. I wasn't in high school.
Like, she told me when she was 8 that she didn't know she liked boys.
Yeah,
But then I took that, and then I never really brought it up again
I don't know.
until high school.
yeah, there were signs.
Yeah.
There's
Many
pretty
of them.
very clear signs,
Yeah,
and then yeah,
we know.
we knew.
So,
You could have literally showed up at the house with a girl, and we'd be like, yeah.
okay, here's another one. I told you I prepped you on this one. I don't know your answer, so. Did you ever feel jealous of the both of us when we were growing up?
Yeah, you did prep me on this one. This is a twofold answer. Yes, I felt jealous initially because I was an only child for 17 years of my life. And so you rightfully got all of the attention as 2-year-olds. And so that was something that I had to grapple with.
Yeah.
But it was a strange experience because as a 17-year-old, I know that this is like, it's an emotion that I'm feeling, but I also know that like you're 2, you can't help it. And like I was also really excited to have sisters. I've always wanted siblings. So there was that happened initially. I remember getting really upset that nobody was bringing me gifts. And I was like, I'm 17, I should know better. But at the same time, like, you're allowed to feel your feelings, right? So, like,
Yeah.
And then there was, as you got older, it was more just like, Dad, why the fuck are you getting them everything that I ever wanted? Like, you got one of those little goddamn Barbie drive-around car things.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were like 3, we only had it for like 6 months. You literally got everything that I always wanted, and it just really jerked my chain. But,
Imagine
like,
being an only child for 17 years, and then boom, you have 2
it was like
little
everything
sisters.
too that like
So
Dad was like, no, you can't have that, and then he got for you, and I just remember being pissed. They got to go to the high school that I wanted to, although I found out last night that that's because they didn't get into the high school that I went to.
Yeah.
Aren't
I
enough
also
for
didn't
that.
want to go to prep.
Ew, no.
At this time, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know what it was like when all I know is Dad was like, no, you're not going to Blanchette, and I was like, okay, fine.
Okay, this is a weird, odd question, but I want to get your reaction. Have you 3 ever thought about getting a belly piercing?
May would never.
Yeah, no.
Like if
Stay away
May
from me.
showed up with like a belly button piercing, I think I would, like, hell froze over. Like we'd have to ice skate. Just ridiculous. I had my belly pierced. It has since grown over because I'm old.
Yeah,
But like if people want to have belly piercings when they're my age, good for them. But it grew over.
Yeah.
I took it out one day. I decided I didn't like it anymore.
and
so.
I learned from her that I just didn't want a hole in my
Oh
belly.
yeah, this bitch.
So then I got a little clip on. So it's not real, guys. Do you ever get May and I actually like mixed up?
No,
Have you ever gone mixed up?
I don't think so.
We had like colors when we were
Even
babies.
then, yes, you guys are identical, but I still think you look different.
Yeah.
Like, so And to put that in, to defend myself, we got the paperwork, or they're like, hey, you've been matched to a kid or two. Mom and dad got that. I wasn't, whatever.
Continue.
Anyway, we sent out like baby announcements, right? I say we as if I'm one of the parents in this situation, but I was part of it. And we put the names next to it. And now we look at that and we're like, this is mixed up. So we actually, like, you may be the older one and she may be the younger one, and we just named you accidentally the wrong way on your birth certificate. So yeah, so like I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, maybe actually we just got it wrong when we brought you back and got your US birth certificate.
That's awkward.
Yeah. So like that could be it. But yeah, we look at those now and like we can tell that where we said G, it's definitely May. May had like a chubbier cheek.
Yeah,
You've always been
I have a noodle
slenderer.
Did you just call me fat?
No, you had fat cheeks.
Yeah, you had little chubby cheeks and it was the cutest. Well,
She's the one that weighed more than me.
It's only because she's like an inch taller than you. She always has been.
What do you do when you, since you're the eldest, experience a I need an older sister moment?
Have you ever had that?
Have you ever been like, I wish I had an older sister for this particular moment in life, or advice?
That's a great question. I don't think so.
Because, we asked
I'm
that
highly
too.
independent.
We asked that too, and she's like, no, because I've always been the older sister.
I talked to my therapist.
Yeah.
Now, but like I don't, or my friends, I guess, like is what I would have done when I was younger. Like I don't recall having a moment like that.
That's
or
good.
my friends' older sisters, for sure.
Oh, okay. So you used friends as an outlet in their older
Absolutely.
sibling.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a dating question. What do you do when you like someone way more than they like you? How would you move on, or do you pursue your feelings?
I've been in this situation. But when I like the person more than they like me, you just gotta, honestly, like this is such a bullshit answer, but you just gotta get over it. Like if they're not going to put in the effort, or you like you're putting in so much more than they're putting into you, like that's not a conducive or effective or healthy relationship. And you have to learn, this is so corny, but you have to like and love yourself, and probably really like yourself enough to know when you need to walk away. Yeah. Because if they're not going to give you what you want out of life, and they don't like you as much as you like them, and it's becoming like this awful dynamic, then like learning how to walk away is like a skill. And it's hard, and it sucks, but it's something that you just need to do. Yeah.
Another question that is kind of on the easier end. What was our relationship? Yeah, what was our relationship like as children? Like, no, you were never a child when we came in. So like when we were
a teenager.
Younger.
Yeah, when you guys were younger, we had a very much like, it's your older sister, but I was like feel like I was very maternal. Mm-hmm.
I think so too, and it helped that not helped, but our mom was not around as much, and you would always be there. Yeah. So you kind of took on.
We just kind of went wherever Kara went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unless Dad couldn't watch us, you were the babysitter, older sister.
And they never paid me.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being the first child.
Older sister. You were an immediate babysitter.
Yeah, I like very much had like a mother-child relationship with you. Like I called you my babies for a really long time, or my children, and people would be like, "Oh, you have kids?" I'm like, "No, they're my sisters," but they're much younger than I am, and so that was just like the relationship dynamic. I don't think it really switched until like we became like more friends, sisters, like how closer in age sister relationship would go until you were like in high school.
Yeah, that kind of moves on to another question I personally have. Do you think we would have ever been friends if we were the same age and in the same, like, school?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Why?
What, you don't think so?
Me and you for sure. But you and G?
I think I would have met you through sports.
No, I was a snot when I was her age. When I was in high school.
Okay, maybe we wouldn't have been friends.
I feel like I don't know, maybe my friends from high school would speak differently, but like I feel like I got along with like how everybody. You do. You get along with everyone except for stupid people that are mean. Just don't deserve your energy. But yeah, I feel like I got along with a lot of people, and so I feel like we would have been friends. Like I do, honestly.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I do.
You would have just gotten caught partying, and we wouldn't have, and or our dad would have let us go.
That's another thing that I got about. Dad would be like, "Oh, they're going to a party," and I know about it. And I'm like, "You, my curfew was 10 fucking p.m.
Our party started at 10
p.m. My friends' parents lied for me because they felt bad at how strict Dad was. And I remember Dad being like, oh, they're going to a party. And I'd be like...
And you're okay with it?
What?
Where was this Dad when I was growing up? This is so rude. Yeah.
I think he just got annoyed because I would bitch at him if
I lived through... I just, like, took him through life. And his growing up phase, and then he was like, I'm too old to deal with this. So don't drive. Be safe. Know your limits. Call us if you need a ride.
Yep.
And that's pretty much how it went.
Pretty much it.
That's exactly what he would say.
Yep.
Yeah. Another one, this one is about May, and more specifically, Miss Miranda.
Ooh. Huh? Pookie.
Yeah. Compared to other girlfriends, because
Miranda's a win.
Yeah. But what makes her different?
She's sane?
No need to call me out like that.
I mean, yeah, no, she is.
I finally found someone who did 6 years of therapy before.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Miranda. She's so cool. She has such a warm, wonderful presence. She's really easy to talk to, and she pulls things out of you just knowing you for like the first time I met her, we were talking for like an hour or something about, I don't even know about what, but she's just like so inquisitive. She's like so genuine when she like talks to you that it's like wonderful.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy to talk to. She's very like, she's a great listener.
She is a great listener.
And
she's also a great yapper.
Yeah. She also retains a lot of information that you would not necessarily think is important. Yeah. And then it would come back around and you're like,
and she makes the connection that like I haven't even made with my therapist. I'm like, oh, you bring up a good point.
Yes.
It's like, I love her. She's really cool.
She's good for May.
Yeah.
May needed that.
May like definitely like is calmer, but like you're less reactive, I would say.
Yeah, someone grounds probably. You now and you're not like.
Well, I remember in my past, like I would always go to you and ask you for advice, or just be like, I remember, like my past relationship, I would text Kara, be like, I have 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and I don't know what to do.
I'd be like, you need to leave. That's not a way to have a relationship.
That's what's weird is I would never go to my mom for that or dad. It's always
that's what older sisters are for.
Yeah.
And then
didn't want to hear it.
And I constantly. That's funny. Going back to the like coming out story, like it was like very much you came out and like. When I was reading through the text messages, cracking up because not like in a couple hours you're like so here's my issue that I'm having now that I'm out to you. Yeah. I need to talk about what to do with this girl because this is happening and this is happening and this is happening. Like very soon afterwards, you're like, now that it's out in the open, here we go. I'm going to tell you what I need advice on what to do.
Yeah, you ready for the shit show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
Kind of talking on the same topic about like mistakes and how to learn from them. If you could go back in time and give your 25-year-old self, because May and I are 25, what would you tell yourself?
I almost just said, how old was I when I was 25? What would I tell my 25-year-old self?
Going through life.
Freshly out of college.
Or just starting, like, in general. Like, you're at your 9 to 5 now. You don't really have, like, your routine is work. There's no, like, extracurriculars.
My routine was, like, gym, work, bar. Sleep, gym, work, bar.
See,
sleep.
Ours are gym, work,
and then occasionally sleep. A boy got sprinkled in.
Yeah, no. We go out once a month.
Yep.
Yeah, I would honestly like. I think like if you put it all together, I was probably a bigger partier than you ever were. Let's see here. When I was 25, save your fucking money, in like a controlled sense. So. Yeah, like a savings account outside of your checking account that's not linked to it. A high yield savings account. Invest into your retirement account. This is so corny, but it's so true. And both, because retirement is for when you're older, high yield savings is for like a fund/fund or like emergency fund.
Yeah.
On top of that, like leave the fucking dude. He's an asshole. Don't let anybody put you down. I dealt with a lot of shit when I was that age because I just didn't like myself, which is why I like preach so much on that. And just live life. Okay. Don't put yourself into a whole shitload of. It's really hard to come back from.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Dad preached on that one too. As soon as we got our credit cards.
Yeah, that was another thing that I was like, please learn from my mistakes. I got out of school and like I mean I was an accounting major, so I had like a concept of how to deal with money. in a business sense, but like personally, like I was like, oh, it's a credit card, I can like do whatever I want, not realizing that like it has like a 26% APR, and you know, it's, you pay off $50, the interest is $40, so like paying it off actually takes like 5 years, so like learning those things is tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that, and then just like make sure that like whatever you're in, get married just to get married. I didn't do this.
Oopsies.
They just wanted a wedding.
So if we're still on the topic of dating or love life, what is the worst dating mistake you made? You might have already mentioned it, but what would it be?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know if I should say one.
Don't say names.
I would never.
Okay, good. Like, don't say names.
Pretty much what I just said. Like,
Yeah.
don't let anybody. I had somebody who like put me down in a joking sense, and like looking back, like it was like
wasn't
really, really rude and just like didn't respect me. And my friends at the time like tried to tell me, and like I didn't know. Like I was, you know, I just was a boyfriend,
Yeah.
which is stupid. You shouldn't be in a relationship just to be in a relationship. In whatever your sexual preferences. And then I was in a situationship for way too long, and it should have ended way sooner than when it did.
I agree.
Triple that one.
Now he knows that my sisters know about it.
Yes.
Stop asking them about me.
Yesy. Yeah. We don't need the questions.
Is there a question in there about the type of men that you like?
No. No. It's not about
I'll
me.
ask it.
This
Kara, where did G get her taste in men?
Me. So much so that she sent me a picture of somebody who I legitimately did double take. Like I looked at this picture and I went through this like 3-second range of emotions where I was like, this bitch better not be telling me that she's dating somebody that I had a situationship with over text message. I'm gonna kill her. And then it was like, holy shit, is this the same person? And then it was like, ew, gross. He's 20 years older than you, and he's known you since you were 9.
I
That's
would
disgusting.
never.
I know you wouldn't. But I was like, ew, double dipping. And then like, ew, he's 20 years older than you. What are you doing? And then I realized it was a different person. I was like, ooh, does homie have a son he doesn't know about? Because holy shit, it is like a carbon copy. I
look
sent it to
very
my best
similar.
friend,
They
and I
are.
was like, who does this look like? And she was like, immediately the name.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's creepy, right?
it's
like, it's
creepy.
weird. Anyway, she took notes when I was dating. when
I
was
did
younger.
take notes.
Yeah.
I did.
We
And I
like-
listened.
Yeah, so all the people that she's like currently dating, I historically,
Not dating. Not dating.
that she's in situationships.
Not even that.
You have
Talking
a
to?
roster.
Yeah.
Her roster looks like my roster.
Yeah.
Looked
It
like
does.
your roster.
That's true. My husband does not look like my roster.
Her husband,
I don't have a roster
her
currently, just
husband-
for to be clear.
Her husband looks like her dad.
Fuck you. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he
We
doesn't.
bring up the Seahawk game photo.
So embarrassing.
We should.
Anyway, May liked girls that look like me, so ha.
True.
And now look
And
who I
now
ended up
look.
with.
Yeah, and she's sane, so should have told you this the whole story.
I
in the
had to
beginning.
learn the hard way.
Yeah. They're whack as fuck. Okay, moving on. So since you're 15 years older than us and you're closer to 50 now, what do you see yourself doing
You're a
in 10
cunt.
years?
In 10 years, God, I hope I'm retired.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
I really hope so.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, go
end
you.
goal. I like semi on track to get there, but like it's really gonna depend on a lot.
Yeah.
Like the economy.
We're not gonna get in. Yeah, I was gonna say we're not gonna get into politics,
Yeah.
but
So you hope to
That's-
retire.
I hope to retire. I really hope I'm living in Montana,
Okay.
preferably on a bunch of land, and I have
Horses?
a horse. If I bought a certain house, I could have a horse. It's
Then can I
only
get a horse and put it at your ranch?
No, because I would end up paying for it.
How? Mom told me I could get a horse in 25 too.
It's because Mom wants a horse.
I know. Yeah. I think
Oh shit, we're gonna have 2 horse girls in the
three.
family. 3?
3 horse girls.
Ew.
horses. Not horses.
4 with Miranda.
Ew.
We're all crazy. Maybe some pigs, some chickens, goats, definitely. I would like
Goat.
some goat cheese. I'll learn how to make it.
Make your own bread too.
No.
No. What is one secret or story you've never told us before? Go.
God. Well, one. So we have this tradition. Well, we'll take sister photos, and in the middle of the sister photos, we tell a secret. And I think I've told you my big
Biggest.
ones.
Yes.
My biggest for sure.
Biggest, yes.
Um,
May told my secret.
yeah, she did. It was so funny. So the question on Instagram,
Yeah.
that was G's biggest secret coming out, and it was
The
mind blowing.
funniest
I still
video.
am like, what?
I will be posting the photos of the timeline of
No,
me
literally.
saying what it was.
I like pure shock. And
Yeah.
also Peter. Peter was in the photo.
Peter
oh yeah,
was
Peter
there.
was in.
What was the question?
It was the biggest secret, or a secret you've never told us.
One, I would never say that on public channels. And I
Dang it.
What's
don't
something
think
we
that
haven't
there's
heard?
something. I don't think there's something that you don't know that's a big secret of mine, or like something that I keep under wraps from a lot of people.
That's
I'm pretty
fair.
open.
Our entire family is pretty close. And
Yeah.
we all talk regularly.
Yeah, I like honestly I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's move on. Since,
Great.
again, you're 15 years older than us, you're a millennial, so you're in a whole different era, generation. What is one trend you wish would make a comeback, or has already made a comeback?
My entire 8th grade closet was in Nordstrom's last year. The clothing is already made a comeback. I don't know. Trend from when I was a millennial? Pagers, maybe?
You had
No,
pagers was a trend.
I
Oh my
see
god,
that
yeah.
too.
Pagers were like the shit. 143 for all
why?
you folks that know.
But why?
We didn't have cell phones. I'm that old. We like cell phones were like just becoming a constant thing when I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
And so we all like a lot of us had pagers. They were clear. Kelly had a green one. I remember very clearly. I wanted it so bad. I was so jealous. And then yeah, it was just a thing that we all had.
Would
and then
you send
eventually
messages
we got
on there,
Yeah.
or just get beeps on when you
so
wanted
one
to hang?
yeah, so 143 means I love you, and it's like
Oh.
That's where it came into.
yeah, that
I
143.
see.
And then yeah, so pagers they're fun too. Like it's just, you know, you just
No.
page somebody and it's like, yay. It's like those little animals that like light up when you're thinking about somebody.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's
Or
so
a
cool.
GIF or a meme. Is it a GIF? GIF? Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I call them gifts too.
I can't think of any other trends.
The page.
Everything's already like
Pagers
all
would
the
be so
clothing
cool.
trends have already come back. Like I was wearing baggy carpenter pants today. Like Dunks are all back. Jordans are back. I guess I don't know if Nike ever went out of style except for the fact that, you know, people boycott them. But yeah, like a lot of the styles for clothing wise have all I
Come
think for the
back.
most part come back. Like those like claw clip headband things, the
Yeah.
henna necklaces.
Dang.
So everything's making a turn.
You just started trends. What can we say? We want to be cool too.
Yeah. It'd be really fun if the 80s came back. Like 80s like athletic wear. That was cool.
Yeah.
I do
know
want
if
to
I would
like
buy it.
chime with like a unsolicited answer. I really appreciate about Gen Z that they made comfy clothing
A thing.
stylish.
A thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was never like
Suits were lazy.
I don't
Yeah, we are lazy.
or you're like, hey, I want to be comfy and comfortable so that I can do my best self work because if I'm uncomfortable, I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to be thinking about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
What is something you used to believe about love that you no longer do?
I think I used to believe, God, this is so fucking corny. I'm in pain about what I'm about to say.
Is it cringy?
Yeah, it's so cringy. I would
say
say
it.
like one of the things about love is I never believed that like soulmates or like somebody that you like instantly connect with and could love exists. And I swear on this earth that so me and my husband initially kind of met on Tinder, like when Tinder was like first a thing.
Yeah.
And I remember I vividly remember looking at his profile and being like, he's not really my type, but he like something in me was like, I'm gonna swipe on him. Like
Yeah.
I don't know which way was the good way anymore, but like, and like vividly remember that. And then when we met in person, it was like,
Oh my god.
like I was like, he's gonna be mine, and I tricked him into marrying me. And
Tricked is a good word.
yeah, and you know, that is something that like I never believed that could be a thing for a really long time until I experienced it, and then I was like, this is weird. Like it's like fate.
Like it's easy.
I hate
like,
it.
That's
It's
what May
easy.
also
So
spoke
easy.
about.
But it's easy. You
Yeah.
just clicked right away.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, this is strange. I don't feel anxiety all the time about my relationship,
Yeah.
and that was almost strange because I have severe ADHD. I'm highly medicated,
Cool.
and I remember thinking that like I liked that like adrenaline rush, but then when it didn't happen, I was like, oh no, I actually like really like you. Like you're like you're like a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like the opposite of like, oh, I believed in soulmates, and then this is stupid, and then it happened, and I was like, fuck off, this is dumb. Like
No, actually.
like
That's
this is so gross and corny. I hate it, but
Same.
like it's true. It happened. So
I'm gonna be 50 when this happens.
listen, I didn't meet him until I was 33. So
I'm gonna be 50 when this happens.
I will gladly accept applications.
Yeah, at this point, I'll send them to you. And
I'll make a Google form. I'm
Thank
really
you.
good at them.
Thank you.
Form.
At this point, it probably needs it. How do you define success now compared to when you were younger?
Ooh, when I was younger, it was definitely like get married, have kids, make a shitload of money, all of that, like stereotypical success. Now it's like, I just want to be happy. I just wanted to buy a home, which I did. Yay, me.
Yay!
Just be happy, like find somebody maybe if like they were conducive to the lifestyle that I wanted to live, and his idea like blended with that, which it does. It's cool.
He's also adopted.
Oh yeah, he's also adopted. So my husband's adopted. He took a 23andMe test and we found some cousins.
Oh.
But anyway, yeah, I think that's like just generally like success is just like being happy, like stable, getting the things that I personally wanted out of life. I wanted to be like I would still love to be a bajillionaire, mostly because I wouldn't have to work. I love my job, but like I would love also not to have to work and just like travel with my dogs.
Yeah.
And my husband.
Who wouldn't? Like,
So corny. I hate being corny, but it's true.
okay, so out of all of your advice and older sister moments, I would say, what is one thing that you actually hope May and I listen to?
Good God, learn from my mistakes and learn how to Google a fucking thing. Jesus.
I knew it. I
Sarah,
didn't miss
yeah.
how often we ask you a question that we could
That I-
very well type into our own phones.
Like, for example, all of you on the internets, how do I take care of my tattoo? What? Like, one, your tattoo artist absolutely should have
Tells
gone
you,
over that
yeah.
with you. So for the record, I'm like I would say very or decently tattooed.
Yeah.
But that's why I asked you. You
That's
had
true.
many.
Like, that's fair. You're like, well, what kind of lotion do I get? That's a legitimate question. You can also find that on Google, but like, what kind of lotion did you use? All of that. But yeah, definitely, like, my number one, dear God, I hope you listen to, is like, learn from my mistakes.
Yeah. So, another question that someone really wants to get an answer from you specifically.
Did Jess ask this question?
No, that would have been funny as hell. Is, do we have any other siblings? And if so, are May and I triplet?
So we have a unofficially adopted brother. It is our cousin who came to live with us when he was like, what, 16? No.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
16?
15, 16.
16. And so we call him our cousin brother, which is probably kind of gross, but
He's our brother.
yeah.
I never say cousin brother.
I do sometimes.
That's weird. Don't say that. Just say
Cousin brother.
brother. Ew!
Yeah, so we have that homie. And then there's Jess, who is Jess is the triplet. Yeah. She is not technically their triplet. However, I'm fairly certain that if Jess showed up to the parents' house and just like walked in and was like, hey, I'm gonna have dinner with you guys tonight, that dad would be like, okay, you do know Mangy don't live here anymore, right? And then Jess would be like, yeah, I'm here to hang out with you guys. Yeah. And dad would be like, oh, okay, cool. And then like make her sing for her dinner or something, and then and then just continue on their merry way. Yeah. And neither dad or Susan, their mom, would bat an eye.
No.
It just would like they'd be like, oh, okay, cool.
Jess is
like I think there's like a
definitely-
mutual like Jess adopted dad because she doesn't have
a
father figure, and then she just has been around like she's
And Jess was a single child. So
Only
she
child?
needs. Oh,
she doesn't have
She needs the siblings to
blood
give her
siblings.
some.
We need to humble her.
Yeah, humbling. There are some things that she has said that I'm like,
Okay, well,
I'm gonna
single
bully you
childness
for that
is
one.
peeking out.
Yeah. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Poor Mary.
Well, that's the end of this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
peace, love, and happiness.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and keep on listening, keep on loving, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.